You guys are so amazing. I hope you know that. Like, I really, like, from the bottom of my heart. It. I don't think people appreciate what mums have to go through. Unless they're a mum. But even then, some mums don't get it. Some mums have got easy lives in it. They don't have a lot to worry about. They got help, they got support, they've got a network, they've got people there to help them with things. They've got everything, pretty much. So it's probably not that bad for mums in that scenario. But I know there's a lot of mums that aren't in that scenario. The mums that are on their own, mums that are doing everything they can to make life better for their babies, so they don't have to struggle and stress in life in the future like they have to right now. And you guys are amazing, and you don't even know it. I bet you don't give yourself any credit. I bet there's not a day where you're like, do you know what, well done, you are amazing. She's right. This chick online, she's right. My name's Kate, by the way, but she is right. You should look at yourself one day and just think how far you've come in life, and generally as a parent as well, because even if, like, you're on your second day of having your baby at home, or it's been 10, 15, 20 years, it's hard being a mum. And I bet you haven't been every day just been like, yeah, she's right. I bet you haven't been, and you should. We've got everything we have to do, right? I'm a mum too. It's important, you know. But we've got to do everything. I'm a single mum, okay? So I'm at home alone. I've got my angel, I've got my babies. That's it, right? It's just me though, and I've got to do everything. I've got to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the tidying, all the organising, all the scheduling. I'm going to run a business. I've got to do all the things, right? Just like what you're doing. And maybe you don't have a business yet. Maybe you're thinking about it. I'm not going to lie, when my little boy was 1 year old, he's 8 now, but when he was 1 year old, I was like, do you know what I want? I want to start a business, because I want a better future for you. I want a better future for you than I had. And I'm going to work really hard to try and make that happen for you. And that's what I did. Maybe you're at that point too, where you're just like, do you know what, I want something better. I do want something better. And there's a lot of people out there, isn't there, that are just sort of like, get rich quick schemes, and you can do this and you can do that, and drop shipping this, and I don't know, just like how you can go viral and da 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 da. Which is alright. Does it work? I don't know. I haven't wasted my time looking, to be honest with you. I don't believe in quick fixes because they never work. Even if you win the lottery, that's a really good quick fix. But until you blow it, so it's still not ideal unless you invest it well. But I don't believe in quick fixes. I believe in growing over time as an individual. And for me, it's important. It's important to continue to grow and develop new skills and become a better version of myself. The only person I'm ever competing with in my life is me from yesterday. That's it. And if I can be better today than I was yesterday, then I've already won it. I'm already doing better. And so I wanted to make this video as a message to any parent out there, not just a mum, because I know there are single dads, co-parenting situations. You know, it's not just all about mums. But of course, I'm only coming from it from my perspective as a single mum. I can't really relate to any other scenario. But you guys are awesome. You really are. It's not easy being a parent. It's not easy being a parent and having a business and juggling everything. And then, you know, it's fine when they're little. I'm not going to lie, because you could just pop them in nursery. But then when they go to school, yes, nursery costs money. School is free unless you go to private. But then with school comes all the after-school clubs and all the things they can start doing as they start to get older. And then that's more scheduling stuff, isn't it? So I don't know what's easier. I think easier when they're a baby, when they're really little. Because you can work around their nap time, providing you've got the energy and you've got the strength in you. I remember when my boy was a baby, and I couldn't, but I did. I couldn't find the strength, but I did find the strength. Every single day I found the strength, and I worked on my business every single day. His little baby can barely crawl. He's like looking at me like, mummy, mummy. And I'm like, hang on, Angel, let me just do this. Because I know that, and I knew then, and I know now, that every time I put energy and effort into my business, I'm building on it, I'm investing in it, and the only good thing that's going to come out of it is that he's going to have a better future. That's it. I will too, hopefully. It'd be pointless if I don't, but I don't want him to have the struggles in his life that I've had to have. Although the struggles in my life have helped me, I've grown, I've evolved, it's been good for me, and I'm sure you can relate to that. I'm sure every struggle, I always try and say, like, every, the whole story, what is it, the whole saying, like, every rainbow has a silver lining, every cloud has a silver lining. There you go. But it's true. Even in the worst situations in my life, every single bad situation I've had, even when people in my life have died, I thought, okay, what's the good thing that's come out of this? There has to be something. And I always find it. I always find it, because there is something. And all it ever does, things like that, they just help me grow, they make me a stronger person, and they make me determined to keep going. Like, when I started my business, I wanted it to be amazing. For myself, yes, but really for my baby. I wanted him to not have to go through all the rubbish that I had to go through, because it was a load of crap, alright? I didn't like it. But I appreciate, that even with success, he's probably still going to have struggles growing up, and that's okay. That those struggles will shape and mould him accordingly and make him a stronger individual. But he won't have to go through the rubbish I had to go through. And I know that if you're watching this, you're probably in that same headspace where you're thinking, you know what I want in my life? I want options. I want to be able to wake up one day and just know that I really don't have any financial worries. Number one, that'd be awesome. I know exactly how my day is going to go, and I got all the flexibility in the world to change it. I can work around my child or children. I can work around all these different things that I have to work around, and we're going to be good. I can go on this holiday if I want. I can go over here if I want. I can go and buy that. I can go and do this. I've got options. I've got choices. I've got freedom. I can make my own choices. I'm not restricted by anything. I'm not being told what to do by a boss. I'm not earning a living for them so that I can remain stressed and poor, and they'll be probably still stressed but very wealthy because of me. That's not a future that I know I want, and I'm sure it's not a future you want, because it's not going to get you anywhere, is it? So then here you are. You're in this place where you want to start a business, which is awesome. Bravo, bravo. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody's brave enough to do that. It's quite scary to start a business. If you've never done it, you're like, what? I don't even know what I'm doing now. It's scary. But well done if you are, because it's a big, big step. It's a massive way to grow. If you're looking to grow, if you, obviously you want to start a business to make money and help people, I'm sure. But I tell you what, it's going to grow you when you have a business. So well done you. But when you are doing that and you are starting a business, and there's a lot of things you've got to take into account, there's a lot of things to consider, there's a lot of things to maneuver, there's a lot of things to build and put in place, there's a lot of things you've got to do. And in the beginning, it's a lot to juggle, especially when you've got a baby around as well. Doesn't matter of their age. I'm not gonna lie. Even he's 8 years old now, and it doesn't make a difference. We're about to finish the summer holidays in the UK, and I can't tell you how much easier it's going to make my life. Because when he's at school, I can work, and when he's at home during the holidays, I don't have that option as much. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. But when you're starting out and you've got 1,001 different things you've got to do, and you've got to make sure you set that up, and you've got to create that, and you've got to do this, you've got to do that, it's a lot. It's so hard, I remember and today it's still even hard now. It's not like it's easy. It's not like, oh, you've been doing this for a while, Kate, it should be easy now. No, it's still hard, but it's still growing me, it's still teaching me, and I applaud myself every day for it, because it's not easy to keep going. It really isn't. I don't know if I know a single person in my life that I'm friends with, that I've spent decent time with, that I can say, yeah, if that person were in Kate's shoes, for as long as Kate's been in these shoes, they would still be going. They would still be pushing. They would still be... I don't know that I know anyone. I'm not going to lie. And that's okay. I'm not trying to make myself out to be holier than thou or something. I'm not. I've never given up. I've got the determination. I just never give up. And if that's you as well, I commend you. I commend you. It's not easy. It's really not easy. And just saying it's not easy isn't enough. It doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it, like, it doesn't negate any of the tears that you've had to go through, any of the stress that you've had to go through, all the complications, all the technology failures, all the things you've had to type up and create, all the things you've had to work out. Saying it's hard doesn't even compare, does it? Like, no one ever sees, it's like that iceberg image, you've seen it, I'm sure, innit? Like, you see the tip of it above the water and then the mass of it underneath. And no one ever sees that mass. No one ever sees the hard work that you've put in. And they just see the tip, that little bit. When you're at your successful point, that's what they notice. They forget about all of this. They're like, that wasn't a thing. that thing that they ended up getting, that was easy for them. That was so easy. Look how easily they did that. Not realising that there's this massive amount of crap that you've had to go through first. That's what I'm saying. Well done. I commend you, and I mean it, because I've been there. And it sucks. It's hard. But keep going. Just keep going. Never stop giving up. If you've got a big enough reason as to why you're doing what you're doing in your business, you shouldn't ever really give up. There shouldn't... I've had times when I've thought to myself, do you know what, like, I think I might do something different. It's just too much. And I felt like giving up many times. But then I just think, well, what would you do though? After everything that you've learned and the amount that you've grown and the time that you've invested, what could you do? I honestly can't see myself doing anything else. I really couldn't. I couldn't imagine going out there getting a job. No. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I've been in this mindset for so long, I'd have to revert back to my previous mindset and settle for a job. I don't know how to do that. Excuse me. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to just... And I don't want to. My whole life is about moving forward and about growth and about becoming a better person and a better version of myself. I don't want to go backwards. Are you mad? I spent too long on this. But sometimes I think to myself, do you know what? Wouldn't it just be easier just to go back? And just, it's easier to just, yeah, I wasn't happy. Yeah, it was hard. Yes, I was miserable. Oh, wow, was I stressed out. Yes, I hated my life. But it was easier, wasn't it? There are times, man. And I think we all have those times. And it's important. This is why I will forever preach that if you don't have a big enough why in your business, I learnt this from Tony Robbins. Love Tony Robbins. But if you don't have a big enough why in your business, yes, you will fail. Of course you will. If you don't have a big enough reason as to why it has to work, you'll always find an excuse for it not to work. And you'll give up. And you'll walk away. And you'll say, oh, well, I tried. You've got to have a big enough why. It's important. And I'm sure you do. And if you don't, have a think on one. It's really important, because otherwise, as soon as it gets hard, as soon as something comes along that's like less than ideal, and you get a bump in the road, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to be like, nope, see you later, I'm done. You're going to be like me, like I used to be, just wanting to pick up my laptop and throw it in the garden. That's what you'll do. You have to have a big enough why. So have a think if you haven't got one. I implore you to have a big enough why. Why are you doing it? For what? Not just for money. It's got to be more than money. It's got to be something more meaningful. Like what I was saying earlier on, like giving yourself options, having options to do what you want, freedom to do what you want. Like, is it for your children? Is it because you want to help your community? Is it because you've got a big project that you want to do and it's just like you really want to do it, but it's going to cost money, so business would make that money? Like, what is it? It's got to be something big enough. Otherwise, you'll get bored and you'll walk away, and it won't be exciting anymore. You won't enjoy it. It will become a chore, and eventually you'll be. It will hurt. It will hurt you, just like, you know, a crappy job that you had in the past. It will be that sort of resemblance. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But I do want to say, well done. If you're thinking of starting a business of any kind, maybe you want to do an online business, maybe you want to set up a shop somewhere, maybe you want to maybe you want to write a book or something, I don't know. But you're doing it, and you're doing it alongside parenting, and you're doing it on your own, or you're doing it with support. I hope you have support. I really do. I pray you have support. I pray you got people around you to help you. I really do. It's not easy being a mother and setting up a business and keeping up with bills and doing the food shop and cooking and doing all the cleaning and organising everybody's world and disciplining children and keeping them in check and making sure they're not doing something they shouldn't be doing, making, like, especially when they're little toddlers, once they start walking and crawling, but I couldn't take my eye off my boy when he was I had to start, like, developing a third eye just so I could watch him, like, where are you? Because they go everywhere, don't they? You get stuck in all the places, and no, it's so dangerous. And it's so funny, I remember I installed a baby gate so that he couldn't get into the kitchen. It wasn't long that he found a way, though. Like, when he was a baby, when he was a little infant, I used to wrap him in a muslin, and he was so cosy and snuggled up. He was so lovely. And then he Houdini his way out somehow, even though I'd wrapped it so well, clearly not well enough. He'd Houdini himself out. And then he used to break out of his crib when he was little. He used to just, like, I'd put him back, I'd realise he's out, I'd put him back, I'd walk away, and seconds later I'd hear a boom, and he's jumped onto the floor. Planning his escape. You got to keep an eye on them, isn't it? Like, so well done. If you're starting a business, if you are building an empire and raising a family, and you're doing it on your own or you're doing it with support, just know that you're amazing. You really are. This whole video is a rant of how amazing you are, and I mean it. I really do. It's not easy. It's really not. And everyone says, oh, it's not easy to do this. It's not easy starting a business. It's not easy being a parent. But they never really break it down, you know. Like, they never give you, like, the step-by-step as to why. Give me all the reasons. Let's count the ways it's really not easy. Like, they never do that. But you've experienced it, or you're experiencing it now. And you know it's not easy. Don't give up, is all I would say. Just keep going. One day, it will pay off. One day, you'll see why you had to work so hard. The fruits of your labour will just bloom, and you'll be so happy that you didn't quit. And I'm proud of you that you're still going, and I really pray that you keep going. And it's not easy to keep going, especially when all you want to do is cry. And it's not easy to not. I try and do the thing of laugh or cry. That's my motto. Do I laugh or cry about this situation? This particular situation, which has been presented in front of me. Do we laugh? Do we cry? Which one? I always try and laugh. And just see the ridiculousness of it. Like, how stupid is this situation? Is it really going to make me cry? Or is this just a dumb situation? Like, of all the things, of all the ways that this day could just get terribly worse, is it worth a tear? Nah, it's probably alright. It's just a laugh, innit? Just laugh it off. Life's too short for tears. But I know that there are times when you just want to give up. But don't. I promise you, it's worth it. When you get to the end of it, when you start seeing why you didn't give up, when you start seeing everything come in, when you start seeing everything changing in your world, you'll thank me for not giving up. And more importantly, you'll thank yourself. I don't actually want your thanks. I don't want your thanks. It's not me. I'm not doing the work. You're doing the work. You did this, and you're going to do it, and you're going to keep going, and you're going to find a way to stay strong, to keep going through, even when it hurts, even when you want to cry, even when you want to go to the top of a hill and just scream. Go to the top of the hill, scream. Come back, have some water, you'll have a sore throat, keep going. And if you need to take a break, take a break. Don't take one for too long, because what will happen is you'll forget. I've done that before. Forget, oh yeah, crap, I forgot, I've got work to do. Oh no, I should have done this, that and the third. Oh no. Like sometimes I do it even now. I won't turn my PC on for a bit, maybe a couple of days, and I think, yeah, it's fine, I'm just going to take a break. And I do need a break. It's not like I'm taking the mickey. But then I think, no, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I need to do. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. And I justify this logic in my mind. Like, this is what I tell myself. It's fine. There's nothing really you got to do anyway. It's fine, Kate. And then I'll turn my PC on and be like, oh, dude, I forgot about that. Oh no, that as well. Crap, I got that. So take a break if you need a break. Go scream on top of the hill if you need to. It's really about the struggles we have in life are really, we're going to have the struggle, right? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But how are we going to pick ourselves up again after? Like, are we going to pick ourselves up? Or are we going to let ourselves stay on the ground? Are we going to cry and stay crying for a bit? Or are we going to do it for the rest of our days? Because if you want to cry a little bit, that's fine. Even for the rest of your days. But eventually you've got to get up. It's all about, how you get up is all about your comeback, isn't it? Is that the right way around? Your comeback is all about how you get back up. Something like that. You know what I mean? If you get back up stronger and you fight harder and you keep pushing, you'll get there. Just make sure you keep getting yourself back up. Don't let yourself fall down and stay down. If you have to fall down, okay. That's okay. Fall down. Take a minute. Take a day or two. Even a week. Make sure you get back up though. And don't give up on it. You've got a big enough why by this point, haven't you? You have to keep going. Especially if you do have people around you who aren't very supportive. I can contest to that. I've got plenty of those. And that's alright. I don't give a flying flip about them. They're not important to me. When my life in 5, 10, 15 years from now won't involve them. It doesn't involve them now. So I don't care. I don't care if they don't want me to succeed. I don't care what they think of me. I couldn't give a flying flip, honestly. I don't care. Their opinions of me is irrelevant. The only opinion of me that matters is my opinion of me, and you should have the same mindset. I taught my friend about this a while ago. She didn't know what it was. I don't think she'd heard of it. The art of not giving a fuck. That's basically how I live my life. Just don't care. Because is your input helping? Are you pushing me further? Are you motivating me? No. You're trying to hold me down. Why are you holding me down? Oh, you're holding me down because you don't want me to do better in my life. You want to see me stay down, or you don't want me to overtake you. It's an ego thing. You've got your own issues that you haven't worked through, and so you're projecting that onto me. And you want me to just stay safely where I am, yeah? You want me to just roll over and... No, I don't work in that world. You want me to settle in my life, then you don't need to be in it. And I'm sorry if you've got people like that around you. If you do, don't worry about it. Even if they're family, even if they're your spouse or your partner, maybe they're not staying in your world all that long, I've got people in my world who used to be in my world, and then their true colours came out, and then I decided, you know what, you're not going to be in my world anymore. This is my life, and when I look back on it, at however old I am, before I die, I want to know that I did everything I could to make an amazing life for me and my babies. I'm not going to be held back by people. And if people have an opinion of me, or issue, I don't care. Like, alright, you've got an issue. No one cares. Sorry. Like, I literally, genuinely don't care. And I need you to do that as well, if you've got that problem. Because it's not their life. Last time I checked, their life is your life is not theirs, is it? It's your life. And when you look back on it, do you want to be looking back on regrets? Well, I didn't take that. I didn't start that business. I did, and then I sort of gave up because someone said something that put me off, disheartened me a bit. Do you want to look back and think, oh, well, yeah, should have done it, could have done it, but someone said something, and don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't listen to these idiots. Don't listen to these idiots. These people say these things because they know they're not capable of doing it themselves, and they don't want to see you do better than them. That's really all it is. It's just an insecurity they've got. No, that's fine. It's not your insecurity. You're not the one who's insecure. So don't listen to them. They need to just go work on themselves for a bit. But you don't need to listen to what they're saying. You keep going, alright? You keep going and you keep pushing. And when it gets hard, I know, it's not fun. Does it get easier? I don't know. I don't ruddy know. Does it get easier? I don't know. But keep going, because it's going to be worth it. And when you get to where you need to get to, you're going to look back and you're going to say to yourself, you know what? I'm so glad I didn't listen to them. I'm so glad I didn't listen, because now look at me. Now look how my life is. It's changed so much. I'm so happy. I've got so many great things going on. I've got so many wonderful opportunities ahead of me. I'm so glad I didn't listen. So don't listen to these people, to these haters, to these naysayers. And be proud of yourself. For the love of God, woman, or man, be proud of yourself. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. It takes a really strong person to do what you're doing. To be a parent, to start a business, to run a household, to do all the things, to juggle everything, to stay sane, to keep smiling. It's hard, and it takes a strong person. I think that's why a lot of people don't make it. I think that's why a lot of people give up. It's because they're just not strong enough, and that's okay. There's no shame in it. Not, oh, you're not strong enough. So no. It's just some people aren't built that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people can do it, some people can't, and prove to yourself that you can be a better version of yourself. If you had a vision, sorry, I'm playing with my clip. If you had a vision of a life that you want, a business that you want, there's a reason you got that vision. It's because you're able to do it. It is in you to do it. But you've got to push through all the crap. You've got to work on your mindset. You've got to ignore the people around you unless they're giving you good stuff, right? If you've got people around you that are like, let's say your name's Sally. It's like, Sally, you're amazing. You're such an amazing person. I know if anyone's going to be able to pull this off, you will. You're so organised and you're so dedicated, and we love you, Sally. You're rocking awesome, Sally. Alright, good. Keep that person. That's your cheerleader. Keep your cheerleaders. But if someone's like, Sally, man, why are you thinking about that? I don't think this is for you. This isn't for you. You can't do that. What, now you want to learn how to do this and that? How are you going to take care of this? Okay, well then what happens when this happens? Like, if you've got that mother flipper about, they need to go. Okay, just say bye, go away. Because they're not helping you. They're going to keep you down. They're going to try and keep you down. You need to, escape from these people. You really need to get away from them. Because if you let them, they'll keep holding you down. They'll keep pushing you down, forcing you down. And you won't be able to get up. You won't be able to get up and dust yourself off and be like, alright, ready to go now. Who else do it? Because you'd be surrounded by that. You've got to let these people go. You'll see in time. If you don't. Sometimes it takes time for people to see the true colours of people around them. It takes them a minute. I get that. It's okay. When you see it, don't ignore it. It's a sign. That person is not for you, and you need to get away from them. You know, like so many people who have been successful entrepreneurs, and you like hear their stories, and they tell you about this, that, and the third, and what it was like for them. They always say there's people around them that shouldn't be around them, and they had to get rid of them. They had to move away from them. Because there's always a bunch in the camp, isn't it? They always say, yeah, it was a big learning curve, and I had to learn a lot of stuff. Yeah. Like, go and watch them. Go and watch the stories of entrepreneurs that have been successful. And they've all had their own trials. They've all had so many things, so many struggles, so many things to push through. It's Steve Harvey. He's funny, man. I was watching him the other day. I was cracking me up. He was homeless. That's mad. He was on the streets. I don't know how long for. And look at him now. I don't know how many millions that man's made. That man is wealthy, and he's funny though. Despite all of the odds against him, he found a way and he pushed through. And now he's hilarious. I don't watch his TV show. I just found one of those videos online where it's like all these different funny clips of his TV show, which was cool. But despite your odds, especially like if you're looking at your surroundings, if you're looking around and being like, man, this sucks, well, don't let that fool you, because one day it won't be like that. But you've got to keep going. The thing that you envisioned, the thing that you're thinking about, the thing that you want to happen, the reason you're starting your business, that life that you've got, your vision board perhaps that you've got, maybe you've got a certain house or a certain car, or you want to move to a certain place, whatever. Just keep that vision strong. Don't let it fade. Don't let your naysayers let it fade. Don't let them do it. All they're going to do is bring you down, because they don't want you to do better than you are. Because if you're doing better than you are, then they should surely be doing better than they are, no? And if you do better than them, then you're making them look bad, and it's an ego problem. And so it's because they've got issues that they haven't worked through. Alright, that's not your problem though. Yeah, the art of not giving a fuck. You need to start playing the game, ladies and gents. It's important. But look, just a massive well done. If you're even if you haven't started your business, or you've like, maybe it's just a thought. Maybe it's just a thought that you've had, and you're going, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it, but I wouldn't know what to do, or how would I do this, or da 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 da. Just the thought of it. Well done. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. And if you've had it in your mind, if it's come to you that maybe you could start a business, maybe you could be successful, maybe you could do this or that, there's a reason it came to your mind. So do this, do that, do the thing, whatever it is, because it's going to help you. You're probably going to grow from it. And even if you think, well, maybe I'll start doing, I don't know, maybe I want to write a kid's book. Alright, okay, so I'm going to write a kid's book. And then you do write a kid's book, and you get it published, if you're able to. Hopefully you can. But maybe not a lot of people buy your book, and so it doesn't do well, it flops. Okay, that doesn't mean give up. Okay, that means you're about to go on a pivot. You need to change course slightly. So maybe it's not children's books that you need to be working on. Maybe that children's book will lead to you doing something in comic books. And maybe you work really hard on that, and then the same thing happens, it flops. Okay, but don't give up, because maybe the comic book is there to push you to write a novel. And then you go and write a novel, and you get that published, and it does alright, but it still flops. Okay, but don't freak out, guys, because maybe that is taking you somewhere else. Maybe you're going to be a ghostwriter for somebody one day, yeah? Or maybe, I don't know, you're going to become the next J.K. Rowling or something. I don't know. But do you know what I mean? Like, you start something, expect it to fail, and that's okay, okay? It's taking you somewhere else. There's something else you're going to discover that you're good at. And maybe that works, maybe it doesn't, but you'll never know if you never try it. So if it doesn't work, that's okay. It's going to take you somewhere else. You're going to have another idea, be like, yeah, I could use that with that. That would work. Then I could do that. Okay. You get your motivation back and you go. You work on it. You work on it. And maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. But it will take you somewhere else. There's always a road. And that's the thing. So even if the thing you start with doing now, if you're thinking about starting a business, maybe you're planning on starting a child's book. You want to write a children's book. Alright, go and do it. Go and do it. I want to tell you something that I learned a long, long time ago. Expect to fail at everything. Honestly. Expect failure. Not in a bad, negative way. Everything's pretty much going to fail until you get to the one thing that doesn't. So don't be disheartened when it does. Maybe you're fine. Maybe you will write a children's book and then you're going to go and the world's going to know you and you are going to be the next J.K. Rowling, but for children's books. For little people. Little toddlers. Maybe. But maybe not. Maybe you're going somewhere else and you just need that stepping stone. That's basically how you want to look at it. Because where you start is not necessarily where you'll finish. And you might have to pivot a little bit. But keep going. Even when the pivot doesn't make sense. Even when you can't see the forest for the trees. Just keep going. Just don't give up. And just congratulate yourself. Please. Because especially if you're on your own, no one else is doing it. Unless you've got your own cheerleader. If you've got a cheerleader, tell them about this video and say, yeah, I watched this video today and this chick was going on about how I should, I should be celebrating myself because I'm amazing. But I don't really see it. It's okay if you don't see it. Your cheerleader will see it. Your cheerleader will be like, oh, yeah, that's amazing. She's right. You are amazing. Let me tell you the ways you're amazing. You don't know, but let me show you, because maybe you don't. Excuse me. Plenty of times in my life, people have said that I'm amazing, and I'm like, don't know what you're about, love. Don't know what are you chatting about. But they do, because they can see something in me that I can't. They can see a lot of things in me that I can't, because I'm too close to me to see. So, yeah. This is important. It's important that you know this. You really are 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, if you want. You are. There's not a lot of people can do it. And I would just say, make sure you have a big enough why, okay? Make sure you've got a big enough reason. Otherwise, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to just, it will flop. You'll give up, you'll find a reason, you'll make an excuse, whatever. Life will get in the way, the naysayers will win, whatever. Don't let them do that. Crying out loud, don't let them win. That's what they want. Don't let them. You know what the thing is, as well, your naysayers will typically end up, as you become successful, they'll end up being your biggest cheerleaders. Your haters will become your cheerleaders. You know what's cool about them? Uncle G taught me about this. Grant Cardone, if you don't know. Years ago I watched him. And he was saying about this. Because all they'll do is they'll just bitch and gossip and complain and blah, 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 all about you. You won't have to pay them a penny. And they'll just be spreading your name everywhere. Everyone's going to know about you and you're in their ear. It's pretty cool. I welcome my haters. I really do. I welcome them. Because they're my biggest cheerleaders, essentially. All the whining and whinging and complaining they do and all the hate they throw. Of course they will. I don't know that there's a single individual who's attempted to become an entrepreneur who hasn't had people hating on them. Maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's only a Christmas miracle once in a blue moon. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure everyone's had to have that. I think that's part of it. It's part of the road. So don't be disheartened when you get people do that. Okay? But stay away from them as much as you can. In the meantime, Don't be around them all the time. Don't hang out with them. Do the thing where you see them like 5 minutes once a year at the most. Like they're at the same party, you spend 5 minutes chit-chatting and then you get out of there, you just walk away from them, you go and hang with other people and just ignore them for the rest of the night. Just do that, because they're relentless. They just won't stop. They'll keep coming. They'll always keep coming for more, especially if you feed them. If you feed into them, if you let them know that specifically that person there called Dave, that Dave over there, oh, he's driving me mad, and then you go and have a go at Dave, he's never gonna let up. He's gonna make your life a misery. Sally and Dave will be at war for years. Don't feed them, but keep your distance, you know. And just a pat on your back. Just a pat on the back. And just know that you are amazing. Like, you really are. You're awesome. You really are. I wish YouTube were a thing, you know, like 30 years ago. And someone made a video like this for the mums back then and the dads. They would have loved it, wouldn't they? It's a shame. It took so long to make it. C'est la vie. What are you going to do? I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching, if you've got this far. I appreciate anyone watching. You know there's like 800 million videos on YouTube. Did you know that? If you're watching this far, like, wow, sis, thank you. Because you didn't have to click on this. You don't have to click on it, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to listen to me rambling on. But I hope you know, or you can at least feel, that I'm being sincere and that I mean it, because I've been where you are and I know what it's like, and it's not cool. It's really sucky, especially when you find out that people who have been like really mean to you and hating on you and talking about you, they're the ones that are supposed to be your friends, people you would consider a friend, like close friend. It's heartbreaking when that happens, but it is the very nature of being an entrepreneur. Honest to God. If you know someone, right? If you know an entrepreneur out there who has been really successful and made it and done really well and done brilliant things, and they've not had any haters, do let me know. I'd love to, like, put their name in the comments, please. Put a name in the comment, because I'd love to know. I don't think it's a thing. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. So just expect it, okay? It comes with the territory. It's okay, it's part of it. It's part of your journey, it's part of your growth. It's just going to make you stronger. So if you have people like that attacking you and being mean and cruel and nasty, alright, feel bad for them. Because, you know, all they're doing is feeling sorry for themselves, essentially. Because they know they can't do it. They know that what you're doing, they can't do it. They cannot do it. They don't have it in it. They don't have it in them. They're not brave enough, they're not strong enough, they're not smart enough, they're not clever enough to come up with the idea. They wouldn't even know where to begin. And so of course they're attacking you, because they don't want them to look bad, do they? They want you to look bad. You're the crazy one trying to start a business, remember? Remember that, okay? Mindset. Mindset is everything. Don't listen. It's a load of crap. The art of not giving a fuck, I'm telling you, it'll save your life. It'll save your life. Just don't care. It doesn't matter. If somebody wants to give you shit for something, fine, let them. And what? Walk away. Let it go. It's irrelevant. It's not important. I think a lot of the time as well when people do that is because they're feeling quite insecure and unseen and unheard themselves. Like, no one's paying me any attention. Everyone's looking at Sally, but what about Dave? No one's looking at Dave anymore, so Dave needs more attention, you know? And that's alright. It's just an insecurity that Dave's got, you know? These are just made up people, right? Top of my head. But Dave's just feeling insecure. Because, you know, maybe Dave's just got some issues that he hasn't worked out. It usually is that way. It usually is. If we go back to the root of these problems and why people act the way they do, the behavioural patterns that they have, it usually is something to do with something from their childhood, usually, and or something that happened in the fairly distant past. And so they're not feeling good about it. They never quite healed over it. They never recovered from it. They never resolved it. So they carry it with them. And then at any opportunity they can find to attack at somebody and launch it in somebody's face, they'll do it. And at this point, Sally's getting the brunt end of it, isn't it? Like, so Sally, you just need to ignore, okay? Because he doesn't really mean it. It's because he's not sorted that stuff out. If he sorts that stuff out, he wouldn't say that stuff to you to begin with. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Feel sorry for Dave. Feel sorry for Dave that he hasn't realised that it's fixable and he doesn't have to be such a grumpy bum all the time. There's a lot... my lord, my throat. There's a lot of grumpy bum in the world. And I wouldn't recommend being around them. If you're starting a business, you need to be in a high vibrational place, and you need to stay in that high vibrational place for as long as possible. Because if you let these negative people come at you and latch onto you, it will suck you dry. I mean it. And then you will be on the floor crying, and you won't be getting up. You won't be able to get up. The weight of it will be too heavy. You won't be able to. You'll end up getting depressed or some silly nonsense like this. And it's just because of them. Not that depression is silly nonsense, but it's unnecessary. Do you know what I mean? All of these people sitting on you. Imagine you're on the floor and you've got like 10 people sitting on you. Unnecessarily. Of course you can't get up. The weight of it's too much. Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. Especially because they've got their own insecurities. What I would say to Sally is go and see if Dave can do what Sally's doing. Dave, can you do what Sally's doing? Can you start show me Dave, show me your business, show me your plans that you've got, show me what you're going to create, how are you going to make some money, and how are you going to do this? Oh, okay, and what about that? And then how are you going to create this thing over here? Ah, okay, so you don't have a plan. Okay, you have zero plan. Cool. Okay. Well, okay then. So Dave is essentially doing nothing with his life. Dave doesn't want to do anything with his life. Dave doesn't want to become a better person. Dave doesn't want to evolve. Dave doesn't want to do anything. Dave wants to stay where he is because it's comfortable there. But Sally wants to grow. She doesn't want to stay here. She wants to grow up here. And Dave just wants to keep her down. Don't let Dave do that. Don't let him. Break free. Like, punch through that ceiling. But don't let them get to you guys, because there's no point. Just because they've got insecurities, just because they've got doubts and all the rubbish, it's not your problem. Last time I checked, it's not your problem. If they have issues, that's the problems they have in their life, okay? This is their life. This is your life. They're not the same. They don't need to, there's no need for this. So don't let it affect you, okay? And you know, as soon as you start becoming successful, just expect even more. If you thought it was bad when you were starting, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's gonna get worse, because then they're gonna start being, well, no, I'm sorry, I'm Mr. Deserving Dave over here. I deserve all your credit. I should be in the position that you're in. I should be getting the money you're making. But did you do any of the work, Dave? No. But it should be me, because I'm smarter than you, I'm older than you, I'm better than you, so I should get all the things. But Dave, you didn't do any of the work. I don't care. I don't care. Like, it's not going to get easier. I don't think it's going to get, I think it's going to get worse. I know it will get worse. I don't think I know. It will get worse. The more popular you get, the more successful you become. Yes, it's going to get worse. And the attacks are going to be mean and yucky, and people are going to be cruel. Just, you know, pray for them, I suppose. I don't know. If you pray, pray for them. If you don't pray, namaste, wish them the best, and off you go. Like, get away from them. Get away from them. It's sad. It's a sad thing in life that there are people who just love to see other people suffer. And they're crazy. You're not allowed to do well. Sorry. You're not allowed to be a success. Sorry. I won't have this over my dead body. Like, it's sad, man. It's sad. Why can't we all just want to be, like, why can't everybody just want everybody to be successful and happy and living their best lives. I know the world is a broken world, but Lord have mercy. Like, and then, oh, yeah, and then you got to be careful about your fake friends, innit? You start getting successful, start making some money, and then what happens? People you haven't spoken to in 15 years come out of the woodwork and be like a slithering snake. Like, hi, Sally. I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, I hear you're doing well. You're making money. Hey, I want to do something with my life. Can I borrow some money? Like, it's stuff like that, isn't it? That was a really weird voice. I don't know what that was. I don't know where that was inspired from. But it will happen. They'll be like, oh, you've made all this money. Well, hand some over then. Literally with the hand open. Like, let me have some. Like, hang on. Why? Why? I'm sorry, little Miss Deserving. Why do you need some? Were you even there to help? Were you even supportive of me? No, you were like attacking me all the time, and now you've got your hand out. Okay. Or even better, when you do really well, and then the haters that have been attacking you the whole time, they then turn to you and be like, so how did you do it? The very people that thought you couldn't do it, that said you couldn't do it, now they want to know how you did it. That's when you know you've done it really well, when they ask you how you did it. I'm going to leave it on that, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped one of you, some of you, a bunch of you. I hope this helps. The only reason I put these videos out is to help people. And I hope this gets to the right people. I hope the right people find this video. And it inspires you to keep going and motivates you. And I know it's not easy, but you're going to keep going. You're going to be fine. Just keep going. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. Yeah. I think that's it, guys. I think rant over. Until my next video, I will see you guys again.